Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Pallavi Kaushal here. I hope some of you might know or might not know me, so let me make it clear. My name is Pallavi Kaushal, and a few years back, I used to make a lot of videos related to cabin crew interview. I have also shared my own experience how I made it possible to crack my interview with two airlines. Firstly, with the SpiceJet, and second was with Indigo. And some of you also think of it that I became cabin crew member with some airlines. So that was the reason I did not make any video after that. But yes, I made it. I cleared two interviews, but something amazed happened at my home. That was good thing, not bad. So that was the reason I could not continue with those opportunities. I had to leave it, and now yes, I have to restart again. So till now I have given my two interviews with Indigo for the position of cabin crew, and in this video I would like to share my recent one interview experience which I have given in Gurgaon on 12th Feb. That was really amazing interview experience. That's why I want to cover each and everything. If you are a candidate who wants to become a cabin crew, so I believe it will be very helpful video. Okay, so let's start it. So firstly I gave my interview in Lucknow on 11th Feb. Then I took a bus around 10 a.m. Then I reached Gurgaon around 7:30. Then I reached venue at 8 o'clock. Then I got ready. I did everything in a hurry. Then I got my serial number, which was 29, around 9:30. Then I waited for my turn. There was a sir who was calling out 10 candidates, and but yes, there was a Rakhi ma'am, and I got to know like there is a Rakhi ma'am and she is going to take our first round. Okay, and what Rakhi ma'am did here, like we were 10 she was taking only 5 candidates interview in the first go. Okay, once she was done with 5 candidates, and once she informed the result who got selected or who got rejected, and after that she continued with rest of the 5 candidates. And I was on second number when my turn came. As I am an experienced candidate, I mentioned my experience in my resume as currently I'm working as an HR client recruiter. When she saw my CV, then she asked me, Pallavi, you are currently working as an HR client recruiter, so please describe your job responsibilities. So I described it very clearly in detail as well. Then she asked me next question, like describe your last weekend. How was your last weekend? I was well prepared with this question as well. I gave my answer confidently. Yes, in first round she asked me only two questions, and there was one more candidate. She was also experienced in customer service executive, so she also asked related to her experience, job responsibilities. Okay, and we were 5 candidates, and so 2 were experienced from different department, and 3 candidates were completely fresher. Might be they were completing their graduation or they were just 12th pass. HR asked very basic questions to freshers. So, okay, she asked like tell me about your daily routine, who is the busiest person in your family, and talk about your yesterday routine, what is your daily routine, and talk about your strengths and weaknesses, what are your skills. Okay, and how did you come here? So these basic questions were for freshers. Okay, so I can give you an idea. If you are a fresher candidate, so be prepared for basic questions like what are your strengths, weaknesses, and skills. How was your day? How did you travel here? How do you prepare for this interview, and how did you prepare for this interview? So these basic questions they can ask you if you are a fresher, or if you are an experienced candidate in any other field. So if you have mentioned that thing in your resume, so be prepared for those questions. She asked me, Pallavi, describe your job responsibilities, and after that she moved on some basic questions. How was your last weekend? Okay, so if you are experienced, so be prepared with your job responsibilities, and if you are a fresher, so be prepared for the basic questions. And once she was done with us, like we were 5 candidates, then she informed our result, who got selected in the first and who all got rejected in the first. Then she informed me, Pallavi, you need to wait in the waiting room, and next round will be BMI. So they will be calling out you. So the rest of the candidate got rejected in the first round. And I went in the waiting room. I waited for some time, and there was a sir. He called out my name for the BMI round. Okay, then I completed my BMI round very successfully, and they were not informing us immediately that I cleared my BMI or not, and even they did not announce who all cleared their BMI round. And once everyone was done with second round, they randomly called for third round. Okay, so third round got started around 2 or 2:30. Okay, and for the third round it was communication, and there was Utsav sir. And when I gave my interview in Lucknow, he was also there, but not, it was not face to face, it was virtual in Lucknow, and in Gurgaon it was face to face. Okay, and both time I had very good experience, but in Lucknow I got rejected in the communication round, and I was quite nervous somewhere, like he might reject me again or he might select me, who knows what will happen. Then I gave my like third interview. I have noted down some questions, like what questions he asked me in the third round. So again he had my CV, so he asked me about my experience. Okay, again I shared my job responsibilities, what I'm doing currently. He also asked me how many years of experience do you carry as an HR client recruiter. And then he asked me, why do you want to become a cabin crew member after working in HR domain? I was quite prepared with this question, that if I'm going to mention my experience, so HR will be asking to me this question, why do you want to change it? I was prepared. I gave. Then he asked me, Pallavi, do you like shopping? I said yes, I like online shopping. Then immediately he asked me, like, talk about your last offline shopping. Okay, I mentioned online shopping, but he asked me, share me your last offline shopping. Then I was not prepared. I was not, like, to be very honest, I was not prepared with this question. But whatever I had in my mind, I spoke immediately. Okay, because recently my sister got married, we did a lot of offline shopping, so one of them I shared my experience. And then he asked me next question, who is the busiest person in my family? Then I answered it. Okay, once I was done with my communication round, I went out, I waited in the waiting hall, and we were all done around 3:30 or 3:45. We were all done. Okay, and we were waiting in the waiting hall, and it took very long time. We were hungry, we were thirsty, and but we were waiting for our result. So we went out. I made two to three friends, so we decided to have something. We went out, we had a sandwich, we enjoyed, then we came back. And when we came back, we got to know they announced the result of third round. And then we reached the sir who announced, and I said, sir, my name is Pallavi, and what about my result? He said, जाके लाइन में लग जाओ, like fourth round के लिए. And I was surprised. Oh, like I cleared my third round and I did not hear even. And now it's time to give my fourth round of interview. And I was somewhere very happy. Then we all waited for the fourth round. Fourth round got started around 4 o'clock. Okay, and there was a ma'am. Basically she was asking similar question to everyone, but it is completely depends on your answer. If you add something very unique or HR likes that thing, so she or he will be asking you some cross questions. Okay, or if he or she doesn't like anything, so yes, they can go ahead with any basic question. So what were the normal questions? Like she was asking to everyone, introduction. Okay, like in the first round or second was BMI. In the third round I did not get chance to introduce myself, but yes, in the fourth round I got this chance to introduce myself. I was very happy because I prepared my introduction very very well. Okay, then I gave my answer. Then she asked me, like, why aviation? Yeah, it is very basic question. Genuinely, I was prepared with this. And why do you want to become a cabin crew? Again, describe your job responsibilities as an HR client recruiter, and who like what is the most challenging part of your job? These 4 to 5 questions HR asked me in the fourth round. Introduction, why aviation? Why do you want to become a cabin crew? About my job responsibilities, like describe your job responsibility as an HR client recruiter. The most challenging part of your job. Okay, so these 5 questions she asked me in the final round, and we for the final round approximately 15 to 20 candidates. Okay, and once everyone was done around 5:30, everyone gave their fourth round and we were waiting in the waiting room. And again, it took very long time to know our result. Okay, and Rakhi ma'am came around 6:30. Then she informed, she called out our name. She called out firstly 12 to 13 candidates name, and I was in one of them. Then she informed us, yes, you all need to go in front of medical room and wait there. We all went there and we waited. And after that, Rocky ma'am came. Firstly, she called out my name. Again, you go and wait in the waiting room. She did not ask me anything, she did not do anything, just wait in the waiting room. I went again. Okay, the rest of the candidates, she clicked a picture. Also, some of candidates had bumps on their forehead, someone had unaligned teeth, someone had mole on their face. So that's why she clicked a picture and she made a 10-second video as well. We all again we came back in the waiting room again and we waited. And then Raki ma'am again came. She called out the rest of the candidates' name and she did the same thing. Again, those candidates came in the waiting hall. We waited, and again Raki ma'am came. Then she called out 2 names who got selected directly. Okay, there were 2 candidates. They got direct selection, and there were 2 candidates who got PhD. One candidate got for 1 month, and second candidate got for 2 months, and all the rest of the candidate got rejected in the final round, and I was one of them. I got rejected. After so long time, I gave my interview in Gurgaon and I made it possible to reach in the fourth round. And I believe in myself. One day again, I will make it possible. So yes, it was my experience. If you have any doubt, if you want to become a cabin crew, or if you have any queries related to that, so just mention in the comment box. I would love to help you as I used to do earlier. So thank you for watching this video.